Great afternoon. Does it cost more to say what I said? What did I say? Why are you saying good afternoon? Does it cost more? Then join me in saying great afternoon.
Great afternoon, sir.
Not sounding great enough. Everybody together. Great afternoon. Thank you. Truly a great afternoon. The Honorable Justice, the head of the Green Tribunal, the Honorable Justice Jyotimani, good friend Lawrence, also known as Yaseva. We knew him as Lawrence, but he prefers to call himself Yaseva. He is Lawrence of India. Like you've heard of Lawrence of Arabia, he is Lawrence of India. And always thinking of some new initiatives to create enthusiasm in young people and young people like me and Justice Jyotimani also. We are as young as you, do you realize?
Yes.
Yes, age is only a number, and that number doesn't count for us. So even today I play, how many games of TT every day? How many games of TT can you play? Table tennis. You play table tennis? How many play table tennis? Nobody plays table tennis, but on one day. You play. You don't play. Or you don't have table tennis in your school. You don't have time to play nowadays. Huh? Take time to play because you'll never get this time again. So I played 20 games of table tennis in 2 hours. So I'll be soaked at the end of it. So we are all called to be champions of the earth. As you rightly said, God took a handful of soil and made the first man. And that is why even the word Adam means from the earth. So we are of the earth. And when you think of the earth, in the very word earth, in this book I have written, this is 3,333 Fillipisms. Like the Quran has 1,330, this has 3,330 Fillipisms. And each one is meant to encourage people to be at their best. So one of the Fillipisms in this context is about the earth. And as I am speaking, I am reminded of that. What is the spelling of earth? In that itself there is the secret of success. What is the secret in the word EQThinking? What is the word that is there in it, within that word? You must look at the word within words. And this is the secret that I found out. The word earth has ear. Ear means listen. You must listen to everything. Listen to nature. Listen to older people, younger people. Listen to your own conscience. Listen to leaders, global leaders. Listen to young leaders. And TH, what does TH stand for? What does TH stand for? What is the most important word which starts with TH? Thinking. You are doing that right now as I am speaking. Listen, think. That is the secret of life. If you listen carefully, see, even while I am speaking, some boys, they think they are smarter. Actually, you are smarter, that is true. And they want to talk. And they don't want to listen. The mouth wants to always speak. But why God has given 2 ears and only 1 tongue? What is the reason? So that you will hear more and talk less. Why the ear is always open and the mouth closes and opens? Why the ear is always open? So that you keep on, it is the mouth of the mind. This is another Fillipism I wrote. As I speak, sometimes it comes to me because it's impossible to remember 3,333. So your ears are the mouth of your mind. How many mouths you have? Only one. But you have 2 mouths for the mind. So you must be constantly eating, constantly listening. You must listen even to your inner being. I always listen to my inner self, and that's how I keep getting ideas. Every day I write proverbs. Today I've written something like 5,661st Fillipism, which will go into my second volume. In the course of my lifetime, I believe I will write 3 volumes totally 9,999, and to make it 10,000, I'll add the last one. And these are basically nuggets that I gain from day-to-day living by listening to people like you. Beautiful talks you gave. Many new things that we haven't heard of in all our lives. Manufacturing of soil, that's a new concept. I thought soil is a given and that you cannot add to it. I know you can deplete, but you're saying you can manufacture soil, and you are going to create 500,000, 5 lakh, entrepreneurs, soil manufacturing entrepreneurs out of the student community, am I right? In just Chennai. This will be a great landmark event for the world, and it will be a trendsetter for the whole globe. And the earth itself will rejoice. Mother Earth it's called Mother Earth because we are derived. The Father is God, and the earth is the one that partnered with God to create us. But we human beings, though we are given so much of gifting within us, the greatest gift I've written in this book is not what people can give you, but it is what is already placed inside you. Your intelligence, that is the greatest gift. Imagine if you didn't have the intelligence to listen, if you didn't have the intelligence to think, to create original ideas, then how impoverished you would be. So the greatest gifts that we have are what lies within each one of you. Every one of you is unique, uniquely created, uniquely designed to accomplish something in the course of your lifetime. And it is good that Joyversity, led by Yaseva or Lawrence, has planted this seed within you. The seed that is planted in your heart when you're young, that is what is going to flourish throughout your lifetime. When a headmaster from my school came into my class and said, "Aim for the stars and you hit the treetop," that was a seed that grew in my mind from the 7th standard onwards. Always aim for the impossible, and you will achieve something far more than you would have ever imagined. So within 1 or 2 years of that, I aimed for the first rank in the state of Karnataka where I was growing up. And I never stood first in any class till then. Even of a class of 50, 100, you were about 100 students here, 200? 200 students? My maths is not good. So I give you help. 200. So even out of 100 students, I never stood first. But in the book I've written, your obsessions lead to your possessions. You must be continually obsessed by a goal. If you want to be a soil manufacturer and an entrepreneur, you have to be obsessed with the idea. It should seep into your subconscious. The subconscious is like the subsoil of the earth. The roots go into the subsoil. The subsoil has to be fertile, and then only the topsoil will also enable the plant to flourish. So similarly, your subsoil is your subconscious. And the ideas that you are getting constantly through these 2 mouths, the ears, as you subject it to your CPU, your central processing unit, your thought process. And I'll teach you a thought process which will enable you to be champions throughout your life. And this is called in Tamil Samanala Chintane or equilibrium thinking, or for short EQThinking. This is the first thought process in the history of thought which combines positive and negative. Be at it is reinforce the positive. That is just like positive thinking, nothing new about it. But beat it is more powerful, which means beat the negative. All of you may be having some fear about your future. What am I going to be? is the job I am going to get? There are so many unemployed in India. And what is the competition I am going to face? Indian youth face the greatest amount of competition. And that is why you are destined to be the most competent youth in the whole world. And the entire world looks to Indian youth. Indian youth have the emotional intelligence. And that is why you end up as the CEO of Google and Twitter and you name it. Because you have the mental makeup, the patience, the endurance, the ability to withstand difficulties, to take on challenges. When I think of the word challenge, the Fillipism that comes up in my mind is change challenges us, but challenge changes us. When I first tweeted this, Kiran Bedi immediately said, Prateep, that is perfect. Change challenges us. All the time there is change happening. If you allow Chennai to continue as it is, there is deterioration. That is also change. People are dumping millions of tons of waste. Every day I pass it, and the stink keeps increasing. It's a mountain of rubbish around the Pallikarne marsh that you are talking about. How many of you visited Pallikarne? Only one. You must be taken on field trips to Pallikarne so that they will know what they are talking about. They should walk in that filth. They should smell that stink. Then they will never forget it. And even every time I pass it, the stink is invasive. It invades even an air-conditioned car. The entire rubbish of Chennai is dumped there. Millions of tons of waste. And that has led to so much of pollution. And that is the right time that you take up the challenge. When you take up a challenge, that transformation happens. You get transformed. Apart from the fact that the soil is saved, what happens to you when you become an entrepreneur? A soil manufacturing entrepreneur is, what is the transformation that takes place within you? You develop a tremendous sense of confidence. As I said, if you aim for the stars, you hit the treetops. You will achieve something that you never imagined, that none in your family imagined. And that is why within 1 or 2 years, I said I should get into the All India services, one of the All India services, the IAS, IFS or the IPS. And God willed that I get into the IPS. But it was not a hunky-dory, it was not a bed of roses. I am the only person in the planet who has survived both a near death by drowning and near death in the world's first human bomb. You know how many steel pellets are in my body today? Shrapnel. Can you guess how many are there in my body, in different parts of my body? Any guesses? How many? 100 pieces. Each of it could have killed me. But I believe in God and He preserves you as long as you have a purpose to fulfill. Maybe the purpose was to come here and talk with you and share my experience. And therefore, take up this project very seriously to transform the environment. A young girl, what is her name? Greta, isn't it? Yeah, she was able to conscientize the world level leaders. Many world level leaders, people like us, come and speak at platforms. And then they have a banquet and then they return, forgetting what they have spoken about. But that young child woke up the conscience of the world with her cry and asserting that the leaders must do something to preserve the world for her generation. Similarly, that young girl who stood up against terrorism. What is her name? Malala. The youngest ever to get a Nobel Prize, the Peace Prize, Nobel Peace Prize. So there are huge challenges waiting for each one of you to champion. There is no dearth of challenges. And challenge will transform you. Take up one challenge at a time. And as I said, thought process, be at it, beat it. This is the formula for success in any field in life. If you want to succeed in any field, be at it, continually persist. It is not the most talented who will succeed. An American president wrote, It is not the most gifted. It is the most persistent who succeed. So whatever you take up, whether you get encouragement from others or not, whether society or the authorities or government encourages you or not, keep on persisting. And that is why when I survived the Rajiv Gandhi assassination, I said I must transform policing, not just in India but around the world. An impossible goal. And then that young boy who gave me drops of water as I was bleeding profusely from these hundreds of penetrated wounds all over my body. My face was bleeding, my hands were bleeding, my legs were bleeding. And even today, as I told you, steel pellets in different parts of my bone and flesh, which happened within a split second when the young woman pulled a switch and created a wrong type of history, the world's first human bomb or woman bomb. But even in that despair, in the terrible night of my soul, you know the word soil is just like soul. Soil is the soul of the earth. And you must not allow the soul to be soiled. Soil means what? To be polluted. Similarly, the soil of the earth should not be soiled. And that is how you will be able to preserve the earth for coming generations. Your children are going to be the next generation. And you need to create a better world. A world free from pollution. Not just pollution of the environment, pollution of the mind. You must end this pollution that is happening of pornography, of addiction to drugs, of corruption in different domains of world, not just in India but around the world, corruption, or the abuse of authority. So there are so many challenges that remain to be taken up. And each of you need to focus on one challenge that you can take up. Your entire life is an essay in handling one challenge. Essay means an effort, a whole-hearted effort. And from that will come the message for your generation. Just like Greta could speak up, and her voice, the tiny little feeble voice, was heard in all the fora of the world. Your voice will be heard. And there will be change happening which you are in charge of. When you are in charge of some change, that is challenge. And you can transform the world. And as I said, I took up the challenge of transforming Indian police, an impossible goal. Because the British colonial system, the present rulers continued with it for their own vested interests. They did not try to improve it. Even though the British themselves have introduced a totally different system. In 1997, when I was barely 35, I was selected for the British Gurukul Shielding Scholarship for Excellence and Leadership. The British Times paper reported Indian police officer leads scholar team to the London School of Economics. I was presented to Queen Elizabeth II on a visit to Delhi. And at the London School of Economics, that's where I came up with this concept of economics. This is another concept that you can, get a hold of. Economics is a new subject that I've created, which means you be obsessed with excellence. You're obsessed with your excellence. Excellence doesn't mean just scoring high grades in entrance exams, in NEET, or in GRE, or GMAT, or what is your board? CBSE or CBSE? Okay, that will happen on the by. As I said, I got the first rank. But today it is irrelevant. It is what you become in search of a goal of excellence. That is what counts. What you carry within yourself all the time. That is what carries and impacts the world. And so I said that I need to change the policing system. And therefore I created this concept of friends of police. I said that young boy was not trained. A boy with a torn shirt. He carried my bloody face. As I was lying, probably dying on his lap. Even my driver had run away because of the fear. The mob had turned violent and they were beating up police officers. Even though a civilian had done it, the police are, found fault with at any occasion. And there, this young boy dared to climb into the jeep and held my face in his lap And as I had lost a lot of blood, I was asking for water. And he gave me drops of water. Where did he get drops of water? We do not know. I believe he is an angel sent by God. But he became the inspiration for FOP. How many of you have heard of Friends of Police? Friends of Police, good. Every audience address, somebody out there would have heard of Friends of Police. Today it's a globally known brand. And Friends of Police is basically to empower ordinary people, just like that man who came to my help in a critical situation and gave me assistance. The first aid, not actually aid, but first aid of my life. He gave me drops of water. And I turned to him and asked him in Tamil, "Thambi, un per enna?" And he really said with love, as I called him Thambi, real love, not as a pejorative, as we normally speak in Tamil. But I really meant younger brother. He seemed younger than me. And he said, "My name is Purushottaman," which means the best man. God is the best. And therefore He expects our best from us. We are stewards of the earth. And therefore we must take care of whatever gifts, talents He has placed within us. And whatever resources in terms of the earth He has placed in our hands. We need to mend this garden and see that it is well taken care of. That it remains the moldy blue prior to the entire universe. So many probes have happened, so many planets, the interstellar telescopes, so much travel, but nobody has found a planet which is exactly like the Earth. Unique. We the human beings are unique and a unique planet. And we are to take charge of this planet and take better care of it. And each of us in our own small ways, maybe using less of fossil fuels. Why do you call it global warming? I'm asking the leaders of this global warming movement. That means you want to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. You want to contribute continually to warming. And on my Facebook page, you would see I've created a community called Global Cooling Movement. Which would be better, to call it global cooling movement or global warming movement? Cooling movement. But why do people call it global warming? They want global warming to happen. They want warm to become hotter and hottest like Chennai climate. Instead, they should turn it into a goal to cool the globe. Cooling means we should also be calm in our temperaments. We should have a sense of humor. We should be compassionate with people who are weaker than us. We should reach out to the needy and underprivileged. And that is why my leader, the administrator, Sebastian, who is a social worker, who I think approached many of your schools to send you, and Sudarshan is assistant. During the COVID, and Sahayam, where is Sahayam? Every day he is a goodness billionaire. That's another concept I created. Goodness billionaire. Narpani le crorepati. No money in the pocket. But I don't know how he feeds people every day in orphanage homes, in challenged homes. I went for my birthday to a challenged home to feed the needy. And he says he's inspired because in lockdown 1 I said only Friends of Police have permission to go to the road. So I did not wait for any permission. We sent to Friends of Police to all the streets and fed the poor. We raised up money and resources to give bundles of necessities to the needy in different parts of the city. And that even the Honorable Prime Minister said it brought tears to my eyes to see policemen in uniform feeding the poor and needy during the COVID lockdown 1. COVID was a great challenge for the entire world. And that was a challenge for each of us to be transformed from within so that we stretch ourselves and reach out to people. Help them, help the needy, even while we take care of ourselves. So thank God, God has preserved each of us through these last 2 terrible years of the pandemic. But unless we take good care of the earth, we are going to end up in greater disasters. Even they say that 20% of Chennai within another few decades will be underwater. Even we live near the sea. And we are always thinking what will happen 20 years from now. And so we need to give emphasis to this global cooling movement. How many of you will join the global cooling movement? Raise your hands. So hereafter don't talk about global warming. Talk about global cooling and do something to cool it. Every day, in some way you can. So once again I thank the organizers for having coffee here, to be present here, and to share a few thoughts, diverse thoughts from different domains, but all with one goal, so that we preserve the heritage that we have and further enrich it. May God bless all of you. And I'll leave one book with your Yasiva. Whom can I give this one book so that they could, the students could borrow it and read it? Yeah, you can catch hold of this man and get this book and read it and keep circulating it among yourselves so that all of you get to read it. Nandri, vanakkam.